Okay, I'm all packed. This is my outfit. Those are my 2 suitcases. Goodbye apartment. See you in 11 days. I still can't believe I was in Paris a month ago. I feel so grateful and lucky that I was able to go and be back before cases got super bad. And I didn't want to post traveling content without acknowledging that. I hope that we continue to stay safe and that this can be an escape and something you can live vicariously through if you're home alone, especially this holiday season. Paris has always been a dream city of mine to visit, a bucket list thing, and it was such a magical trip. So I hope that you enjoy and, feel like you're in Paris with me. So the first night I decided to book a hotel, just, this incredible view, but also because it's my first time traveling solo, it was a really long trip, so I wanted to feel super safe my first night. I went and grabbed a baguette and some French brie, which was amazing. I ate it for dinner that night. And this was basically my first day in Paris. I'm in bed. I'm a little jet lagged. I might go to sleep, but look at the view. I'm waiting for it to light up. It's only like 5:30. You can even see the reflection in the mirror. And then I have this window. Wow. It is my first full day here, and I woke up really late. I was super jet lagged. I walked around, I got a croissant, I got a little vegan hibiscus tea, and now I'm sitting in this park in front of the Eiffel Tower. Hello. Checked into my first Airbnb. I lugged my suitcases about 18 minutes, but it was worth it. It was a very main character energy. And this space is gorgeous. Super close to the Eiffel Tower. Bernadette is like the best host ever. Let me turn you guys around and do a quick tour. Here's the little bed, little eating table. They have a little Nespresso. They have a little courtyard over there with a little mirror, so cute. And my little bathroom. I'm walking to the Arc de Triomphe, Eiffel Tower. My feet hurt, but I'm so glad I walked here. Ended up wandering around to get familiar with the area, then ate dinner at the restaurant next to my Airbnb based on my host's recommendations. I ate foie gras and snails for the first time, became friends with the group at the table next to me, and I will do a story time on all these shenanigans in my next Paris video. And then I ended the night at the Eiffel Tower chatting with the waiter from the restaurant over a bottle of rosé about his life story until like 3 a.m. and then called it a night. Nothing happened, but there will be story times. Outfit of the day. I'm so hungover. This gnocchi was exactly what I needed. I woke up pretty late this day because I stayed up late the night before and I was still pretty jet lagged. It was close to the B&B, close to the Eiffel Tower. I enjoyed the Paris architecture and went to a few museums. This first one is an Asian museum, and I really love just learning more about, different areas in Asia. This was a statue of a man that's relevant in like Vietnamese heritage, so I really liked learning about that. And a lot of the explainers were in French, but I still really enjoyed just browsing and taking everything in. This was one of my favorite exhibits to stumble upon, and it's from a Vietnamese French artist who uses botanicals in his work. And the space was so whimsical and cozy, and I especially loved this fan in the middle of the room that you can control that makes the dandelion seeds fly and float. And there was just something so feel good about being in this space. I loved how intricate but beautiful and, you know, intentional everything was about this exhibit. The fact that he uses botanicals in this exhibit, mostly dandelions, for these pieces was just so amazing. The light was gorgeous, and again, just showing like how beautiful and calm and whimsical this space was. And then next I went to the fashion museum. They had a Vogue exhibit on, and this is when I realized that, you know, going to these exhibits and museums, lack of diversity or inclusion is so apparent to me. I tried looking for pictures of women of color, and this was the only one. But otherwise, it's just photos of white women and people. And this happened again at the Louvre, where you can't look at the art without thinking about the colonialist past behind all of it. But anyway, I then went to have French onion soup and wine at this brasserie with a view of the Eiffel Tower to watch it sparkle.
Night 3 in Paris. I'm wearing this thrifted fur coat that I've had in my closet for like 5 years, and it's amazing.
I went home to get changed and chill before going out for dinner. The one thing about Paris is restaurants and dinner starts at like 8 or 9 or 10, and I was not prepared for that. But this is a super highly rated steak and frites place, and I really loved the atmosphere, just hearing everyone around me speak in French, and it was the best steak sauce I've ever had. You also get seconds, and I was really enjoying my time there, basically taking myself out on a date. And then I went to Avenue de Montaigne.
I'm on Avenue de Montaigne right now, which is where all the haute couture fashion houses are, and the street is so pretty. My like younger child is like so happy right now. It's crazy.
I meant to say my inner child there, but I had honestly forgotten that I once dreamed of working in fashion in Paris at these haute couture places, and it was really cool to remember. I then walked back home, saw the Eiffel Tower sparkle at the river, and took it all in.
I'm at the river.
And then I got home around 1, which is the last Eiffel Tower light show, and I really recommend this to everybody. It just hits different because the lights of the tower turn off, and it's so chic and romantic. And then the next day, it was time to check into my next Airbnb, which is in Le Marais, more downtown, less close to like the touristy area. So I took an Uber this time because it was too far to walk with my bags. And driving around and looking at the architecture and people watching from a car was also such a cool, different perspective for me. Looking up and seeing the beautiful architecture and the history in these buildings is one of my favorite, small things about being in Paris or even just traveling somewhere. I had to lug my stuff up so many stairs, but then this is the Airbnb.
I love the plants. I love this little dining area with these chairs, very pretty. This is my bed, little cozy nook, suitcases, very cute. Oh my god, it's cold. This is the little kitchen. I really like that he has organic food. I think he's vegan, I don't know. And then here's the washroom. Ta-da!
After I unpacked everything, I went to another highly rated restaurant for some truffle pizza, and oh my goodness, it was so good. I always love pizza. Took my leftovers home. This was the outfit. I loved the brown and black combo.
I just have the best truffle pizza ever. I just got coffee at Oblida. We're going to Picasso. I'm in this park right now. I think this is the Musée de Picasso, which I'm gonna go to next. But I wanted to finish my flat white first. Le Marais is so cool. I feel like this area is so hip, but it's definitely more like downtown vibes than where I was staying the last few days. Less touristy, more vibey. I love it. Here's the outfit.
Hopping in with another voiceover because I did a really bad job of vlogging, but these are a few of my favorite pieces from Picasso, and I really liked how abstract his art was. And then after that, I walked around Le Marais. I decided to go back to an Asian restaurant I walked by earlier in the day because of the Lucky Cat logo, and this is called Mao Dumpling Bar. Really recommend, I really love the vibe in there, and I actually befriended the owner of this place, and then I went to two speakeasies. This is like my night out. The first was a spice shop.
Okay, I'm in this spice store, and I think this is the door. Bonsoir. So I went into the secret, not so secret spice bar, but there wasn't any space at the actual bar, which I like to sit at when I'm alone so that I can hear the bartender's life story. So I'm gonna go to the other bar called, I don't know, Laundromat.
Line ended up being super long, so I walked home, but passed by Mao on the way and they were blasting Lion King, and the owner was sitting outside, so I ended up asking him for recommendations locally for his fave spots, and we ended up chatting over a few drinks. I asked him about the whole Lucky Cat branding because that was the whole reason I decided to go in the first place, and we ended up chatting super late. So the next day I slept in, went to this organic burger spot. You can see my happy dance there. Saw the Louis Vuitton building on my way to the Louvre, which I spent hours walking around and, you know, had to do it for the touristy moment. But I honestly think it's a little bit overrated just because the entire time I was thinking about the colonialist past in a lot of just paintings of like white people. I don't know, is it just me? But in terms of the architecture and the structure and the details, I definitely appreciate, you know, the artwork, but it's hard not to think about. I really loved the ceiling there. I think the Mona Lisa is definitely overrated, but I don't know, it felt like I was in Get Out. You can see I was pretty over it here. So then I left, stumbled upon this illusion museum on the way home. Kind of reminded me of the Yayao exhibits, which I thought was really cool. And I was pretty tired. I walked like 25,000 steps that day because of the Louvre. Saw this gallery on the way home, which I loved, and the next day I went to the Musée d'Orsay, which I actually really enjoyed a lot more than the Louvre. I guess because it's more abstract-y, neo-impressionist art. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sat in this cafe for a break. I really loved, again, the details in the art on the ceiling, and took a sec to take all of that in. And here are a few of my paintings from that museum. I love any night portraits with reflections of, you know, moonlight or kind of like stars. I also love that this is the first time I was seeing more darker skin tones, and so that's why I really appreciated this art. I especially loved this Japanese art here, and of course had to zoom in on this super zen painting of elephants in the wild because of the moon and the sunset and the birds. Like, that's just my whole vibe. And then of course this Monet I really liked. Passed by the YSL fashion house on the way, and of course had to take a sec to appreciate the Eiffel Tower. It does not get old. And then I was invited out by that restaurant owner. So got up to some drinking and late night shenanigans. I really liked my outfit this day. Thrifted blazer, thrifted romper, and I wore these sparkle socks with my heels. And yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. I'm not like a social like party goer, but went to the club. I was just like, when you're in Paris. And it was a good time. Next day, stumbled upon a Banksy exhibit, which was mind-blowing. Like the fact that there were just so many things to stumble upon in the city. I absolutely loved this quote. I think it applies to sustainable fashion and how it's more of a mindset than what you wear as well.
Excuse me?
So here are some of my favorite pieces from the Banksy exhibit. This quote just hits home. It was like my last year. You can pause and read more about this hotel. And I don't know, it's just really special to read about the history behind Banksy's work and his mission, and an ode to how fucked up our system is. And after that, I walked past the river to pick up some down jackets. I'm partnering with Redown. Check out my last Instagram post because I'm giving away one of their recycled down puffers. And I also really just enjoyed this elevator in the apartment that I went to pick up the jackets. It was really cool, like an old school elevator. It was a pretty far walk, so I took the subway back, and I really recommend just learning how to use the subway there. Went back to the Airbnb, journaled a little bit, and then went to Montmartre.
It's so hilly here. I love it here, but it's so steep. I climbed from all the way down there. A little bit more to go.
If you stay in Montmartre, it is a romantic arrondissement because you get to see a view of the entire city, but be prepared to walk a lot. There are a lot of flights and stairs. Walked by this dim sum shop, went to the Sacre-Cœur, and it was really cool just to look out at the city at night. I wish I spent more time walking around this area, but it definitely felt the least safe for me because there was less people around at night, but it's still worth it.
It is my last few nights in Paris. This is my last spot in Montmartre. Let me give you a quick tour. So you walk in, this is the place. There's a cute little living area. I'm super excited about this kitchen because like I really wanted to live like a local. So I could do my cooking and cleaning, make my coffee in the morning. Look at this building. Over here we have the bedroom, super cozy, and then just like a super basic washroom. What do these buttons mean? Hopefully it'll work. They have Netflix, so I'm watching Hellbound. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Another beautiful day in Paris. I'm wearing this leather top that you guys have all seen. It's from a small woman-owned brand in Toronto. And my thrifted leather pants, my white sneakers, and this is a Redown puffer. So it's fully recycled down. I'm gonna work with them on like an Insta post, so I'm just trying it out for myself. I think we're pretty good to go. I don't know if I'm blurry right now. Today is a day dedicated to vintage shops. So I spent 2 hours last night looking through all the vintage shops in both Montmartre and Le Marais. I really want to do like a Cynthia goes thrifting in Paris video, so we're doing that. Yeah, I can't believe I'm still in Paris. I feel like I live here, which is incredible. So this is Pink Mama, where I just ate the best truffle pasta and hopefully took cute photos.
So my next video is going to be a thrift with me in Paris, but these were the things that I actually ended up buying. Is this down puffer, so yummy. This was a trench coat I kept thinking about. It's Giorgio Armani, very oversized and men's, but it was too expensive for me. And then I went back the next day and also found this bucket hat when I went to buy the parka.
I'm back in this thrift store and I found this hat. So cute.
Can you tell I was so excited about finding this bucket hat? After I got the goods, I walked back to the Airbnb, past this famous windmill restaurant on the way, but I had already decided to go to one with a view overlooking the city for my last night. These truffle arancine balls were so good, but so expensive. And this was the view that I enjoyed for my last night in Paris. Really just took it all in and thought back on the last 11 days and woke up really early the next morning to go to the airport.
I'm at the airport. Woke up early today to come to the airport early to get a rapid PCR test. I just did it, fingers crossed. I'll get the results in time.
Thankfully, I got the results in time and got on the flight and then flew home. There was a layover in Iceland and I asked if they had any window seats available. And by asking nicely and having good energy, I believe that, I got a really great seat that was right behind premium and there was so much leg space and I was just really excited there. But I hope that you enjoyed this Paris vlog. I'm gonna do a thrift with me next and then also a solo travel tips and story times. And that's basically it. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you all so much. Bye.